You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Bum, bum, bum. As Amanda's so passionately eating her breakfast this morning. Well, afternoon in Texas, but
Yeah, it's lunch. But either way.
happy Sunday, everybody. I know it is not live episode day and not new episode
Sorry.
day, but no, life is life and life happens.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do on An Evening at the Movies is we regroup and we come at you from a different angle. So for those of you joining us for the first time, or you don't know the rules, this is An Evening at the Movies, the podcast where we eat stale popcorn. We drink the watered down sodas
Got mine right
and talk
here.
about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. Um, as always, we are joined by the amazing co-hostess with the mostest. Um, say hello if your mouth is empty, co-hostess.
Hello, if your mouth is empty, co-hostess. I had
Smart
to.
ass.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry we're late, but glad to be here with my newly completed wall behind me. I wish you guys could see all of it, but
I see the greatest picture frame in the history of all picture frames.
this one.
Well, not to say
Also,
this one.
which one?
Up and to the left
The
of the
the
picture.
Oklahoma one? The
No,
shiny. It is
the
also
one from
important
a
to
certain great TV show from the 90s.
Huh? What?
The one from the peephole.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wow. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry. I forgot that was
Oh,
there.
Lord, help this one.
Also
Ah,
important to note my newly printed and framed photo of Christina Cook in her braids looking at the earth from space. Such a gorgeous picture. So, anyway. And yes, of course,
yeah.
the Friends frame. So,
Always about the friends frame.
yes.
So,
And of course, the playoffs for the Thunder as they start today. Thunder up. Woo. Mm-hmm.
my headset cut out. I didn't
I'm
hear what
sure
you
it
said.
did. Oh, you heard me.
Oh, no, I did not. Um, just remember, it's going to get worse as we get closer to hopefully the announcement of a certain return. But we're not putting our eggs all in one basket just yet because,
I ain't scared.
well, you will have probably no reason to be scared, at least for a few years
Very
once they
true.
come back, because they'll be like an expansion team. Um, but yes, because of a certain basketball team tipping off in about 90 minutes.
Try 65 minutes. Anyway.
Okay, well, maths are hard for me.
Oh, I know. Sorry.
So um, we're not going to dilly dally around. We're going to get right to the plan. And for those of you who don't know, it is April, which means it is cop movie month on An Evening at the Movies. Um, last, well, I would say last episode we'll go with, not last week, because obviously we weren't here last week. But last episode, um, we talked about Let's Be Cops. Um, probably all things considered, we will be back with you again later this week to be talking about Super Troopers. And then next week, we will put an end to April and discuss one of my all-time favorite 80s cop movies of all time, Stakeout. But before we can do that, we have to be too old for this shit. Which means, for those of you uncultured swine out there that do not know, we are talking Lethal Weapon Quattro this week.
That's 4, Dre, in case you were wondering. Just buy Lemos it off. It's okay.
Oh, somebody's in rare form this morning. This afternoon. Wherever the time speaks to you from, yeah. So, yes.
Time is just a construct. Time is an illusion. I'm quoting the little star from the Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, Lord.
It's so cute, but depressing as fuck. Like, it's so cute and sparkly, and then the words that come out of its mouth, you're like, oh my God, I want to kill myself. Anyway, go ahead.
So, again, for interest of time, let's see. Lethal Weapon 4 released on July 10th, 1998. Oh my God, I'm feeling really old. I did not think the movie was that old, but well, I knew it was old, but I feel
we are old. Than some people.
Yeah, unfortunately, not Dre. It was directed by Hollywood icon Richard Donner. It was distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. It had a budget of $100 to $150 million, which I'm not gonna lie, with that cast in that movie, I'd like to know where they're freaking shopping to do everything else for that movie, because there was a lot of freaking money paid to actors in that movie.
Well, I mean, Chris Rock wasn't really that famous yet. He was still up and coming. I mean, I'm sure he got a decent paycheck, but besides Mel and Danny.
The fourth time for Mel and Danny.
Yeah.
Rene Russo had been around the block for a while. Joe Pesci had been
was
around
coming
the block
into her
for a while.
That's true. Okay.
So, I have to back out of my notes so that we can. Because I don't want to forget it until later, like we did last episode. If you have not seen Lethal Weapon 4, you have to rent it on streaming services where you rent movies from, because it's not available for free. So, it really is, because, well, we'll get into my thoughts and feelings on this movie, but I
would just say it's not worth more than the 3 or 4 most 99 rental fee. If it costs more than that, just wait till it's free.
Well, if you've seen one Lethal Weapon movie, you've probably seen them all.
Not shitting on it, but that's true.
I mean, for the most part, the formula from 1 to 4 is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So, which one would you like to do first this time, co-host? Popcorn or tomato meter?
We'll do popcorn first. I mean, I know Lethal Weapon movies are beloved, and this one isn't terrible.
I don't think any of them are necessarily
no, none of them are terrible. Yeah. Sorry.
So, because you requested background information on scores last episode, that was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it twice. So popcorn meter, 250,000 plus reviews.
Okay. I'm going to go 72%. And then what
You
about
were
the
a little
tomato
bit
meter?
you were a little bit slutty with that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
The popcorn meter was 64%.
Oh,
And based
okay.
on the greatest number of reviews of all time, 69,
Okay.
the tomato meter is
Um, let's go 60.
54%.
Ooh,
A lot higher than Let's Be Cops.
wow. Yeah, true.
But
I mean,
on the other side of that coin, no, Lethal Weapon is an established franchise. It's been around for, oh my God, we have comments.
oh, yeah. Hi, and how's your day been? Hi there. That is a long username that I don't know how to say, but thanks for watching us. Our day's great. Hope your day is great.
Indoor Boy Son YT. Okay. Yes. Having a good day. We are happy to be here. Um, talking cop movies, but yes. So that's the sitch on Lethal Weapon 4.
All right.
Would you like to
Well,
define the plot of the movie for us?
I will. First, though, the movie did receive 11 award nominations and 4 wins. Some of those include the American Comedy Awards, which Chris Rock was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, Mel and Danny were nominated for Favorite Duo. Chris Rock won Favorite Supporting Actor. Joe Pesci was nominated for Supporting Actor, and Renee Russo won for Supporting Actress. The NAACP Image Awards, Chris Rock was nominated for Supporting Actor. And then MTV Movie Awards, again, Chris Rock, Best Breakthrough Male Performance, Best Villain, Jet Li, which, yeah. Chris Rock, Best Comedic Performance, and Best Action Sequence for Mel and Danny. And it did get nominated for a Razzie for Joe Pesci, Worst Supporting Actor. So there's a few more, but those are the prominent ones.
I mean, it was the third appearance by Leo Getz in the franchise, and yeah, I've got thoughts on that subject, but
Okay.
we'll let
We'll get
Amanda define the plot for us before we start to discuss the hims and haws of the movie.
Okay. In Lethal Weapon 4, we are once again joined by LAPD detectives Martin Riggs and Roger Murtaugh as they combat a ruthless Chinese triad led by Hua Sing Ku, who is smuggling immigrants and trafficking in counterfeit money. While navigating personal changes, Riggs's girlfriend is pregnant and Murtaugh's daughter is pregnant by rookie cop Lee Butters. The duo works with Leo Getz once again to take down the gang.
Bum bum bum.
I even improvised some of that, so you're welcome.
Well, again, like I said, it's not. I mean, if you've seen one Lethal Weapon movie, you've pretty much seen them all, with the exception of the fine details of this is exactly what's happening, blah blah blah. But there's always the bad guy. We're too old for this shit. Big fights, big explosions, yada yada yada. They live happily ever after.
I love at the beginning that the RoboCop with the fire hose has his own soundtrack. Like he starts playing music as he starts shooting fire. I was laughing so hard at that. Because that's what I would do. If I was a bad guy, like a villain, I would totally carry around a Bluetooth speaker and I would just start blasting music while I started doing my evil trickery.
So I think one of the things that I love about the Lethal Weapon franchise, not so much the first movie, because the first movie had a way different opening scene because it was a hooker getting high and jumping off a damn balcony, crashing through the roof of a car.
Well, the first movie tried to be a lot more serious, and I think the other ones realize what the franchise is, and it's not afraid to make fun of itself. So yeah, the first one has a very different feel.
Yeah, and I f- nothing, absolutely nothing against the first movie. I think the first movie does what it does and is a pretty good movie. Um, I fell in love with this franchise starting in the second, third, and fourth movies, where things got a little bit crazier and, in my opinion, a whole lot funnier.
Right. I think the first movie, they didn't realize it was going to be a comedy. I think they were trying hard to make it a serious cop movie with, a few funny parts here and there. And then I
Yeah.
think they realized what they had with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover and was like, well, we can capitalize on this more, but we're going to have to make it more appealable to audiences. I don't think
Well,
appealable
yeah,
is a word.
but where I was going with my statement before I started down a rabbit hole, though, was
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
I love the fact that each one of the, like, two, three, and four, they all have their very own distinct opening sequences where
Hmm.
you get the Warner Brothers pictures, and then all of a sudden there's like an explosion or a fire that rips across the screen, and all of a sudden, bam, you're right in the middle of the action. Something's going on. You got Riggs and Murtaugh chasing down South African diplomats in the second one. You've got them going into a office building and trying to defuse a bomb in the third one. Then you got the RoboCop with the flamethrower in part four, and
With his
let's
own
be honest,
soundtrack.
the moment of that whole scene, Roger stripping down to his heart underwear and running around flapping his arms like a bird, just so
That was funny.
yeah. The relationship between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in these movies is what makes the franchise, in my opinion. I don't care. I will die on that hill. If you take either of the two out of the equation, it does not work at all.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I will say, and I don't remember 2 and 3 well enough, so they very well could have done this, and I just don't remember. I think one thing that kind of bugged me about this one was the 2 back-to-back crazy action sequences with no context in between. Like, you went from one crazy action sequence to another one with less than 5 minutes in between, and it felt really like, can we get some dialogue and maybe a little bit of relaxation in here? Maybe give us 5-10 minutes of it before you go to the next, because they weren't even related to each other. And so it's like, are these things related? Are they not related? Like, I mean, it was still cool,
Yeah,
but
no,
it was just like, it, I felt like the opening sequence was more of this is basically a day in the life of Riggs and Murtaugh. That
well,
bad guy had absolutely nothing to do with anything else that happened in the movie. So it's
well,
just kind of like context.
that scene sets up ultimately their first moment, arriving at the station where they get called into the chief's office and basically get told um, that the insurance company is done with their shit and they're tired of the chaos, and you guys aren't covered anymore while you're on because you're on the streets. So we're promoting you
But
to captain.
that happened after that second action sequence. That's why it was like, because by that point they know they've had that first thank you. They had I could be wrong, you can look it up, but I think that happened after because the whole boat thing had already happened. They had rescued the people And then once they find out they are getting promoted and they can't do this anymore, they have to go to other guys in the station to be like, hey, this happened. We need you to check it out. But I could be wrong. That's just how I remember it, because I thought, why are these two action sequences like right on top of each other with no context? But it's also an action movie, so I might just be stupid. But anyway.
I mean, Richard Donner with these movies is definitely very good at trying to. Richard Donner walked so Michael Bay could fucking run down the road.
Yeah, this movie felt very Michael Bay-ish. You're right.
Well, Michael Bay before, you know. Well, no, probably
Armageddon.
not.
I mean, I think Armageddon was like his first big blockbuster. I like to think I'm educated, but I could be totally wrong.
I don't think The Rock was that huge of a blockbuster. I mean, it did well, but
there was no Armageddon.
No, I mean, Armageddon went toe to toe with Titanic at the same fucking time. Didn't come close to Titanic's numbers, but
right.
Nothing did. Nothing would have unless, Star Wars.
So, going back to the opening scene for just a second, I know that you know this story. When I was a kid, like 14, 15, we went to Universal Studios. And one of the things that they had that you could do was like a little ride through. And it was how they set up the scene in Beverly Hills Cop 3, the subway scene, where they're underground and it fills up with water and stuff's blowing up. And like they also had the backdraft scene in the warehouse where like stuff's exploding and whatever. And so you get like this little walkthrough, like you see behind the scenes how they do that. I have to say, the $140 million they spent on this movie, oh my fucking God.
What?
Sorry. Is that in our yard?
That's the turf. That's right by where the turf and the grass meet.
We have another snake, and this is a big boy. Okay, we gotta do something.
That's a different color one, too. That's a different one.
Is that poisonous? Put it into ChatGPT.
I have no idea.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, you guys. We just got interrupted because there's a snake in our backyard, which is like the 4th snake we've seen in the past 2 weeks. So great, I can't go outside anymore. Time to burn this whole motherfucker.
Shitty ass job of picking properties to build a house on.
Well, we're in the woods by the lake. Anyway, sorry. Okay, now that I have like full body
to build downtown, shit, there wouldn't be as big of a snake problem.
It'd just be different kinds of snakes.
So was he showing you a picture of said snake?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to see said picture.
I'll show it to you. I was gonna grab his phone and hold it up, but I didn't know if that would help people. Anyway, the $140 million, I don't feel, at least in the opening scene, was spent very well on. It was fun and action-packed, don't get me wrong, but it felt very much like that ride at Universal Studios. Okay, I know this thing's about to explode. You could totally tell the cops in the cars that got lit on fire. You could totally tell those cops were dummies. Not all of them, but most of them. I was just like, I feel like I'm on a ride at Universal Studios right now.
Well, I mean, if you've seen the 2 previous movies, being Lethal Weapon 2 and Lethal Weapon 3, you pretty much know what's coming in the scene. I mean,
except for Murtaugh in his underwear. That was a nice surprise.
It was a hilarious surprise.
It was
definitely
funny.
Especially for somebody who probably by this time is pushing into his 6th decade on the face of the earth.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Because I think
early
he turned
60s.
50 in Lethal Weapon 5, or not 5, Lethal Weapon.
I was like, wait, what?
Well, I mean, stupid AI keeps throwing shit out there that there's supposed to be a Lethal Weapon 5, but
I mean, I think Bad Boys has proved to us that they probably should not go there. The last Bad Boys movie was not that good. And I enjoy the Bad Boys franchise. Like, I'm not mad at it, but you can only recreate that so many times to where it's just not really good anymore. I can't hear you, and I don't know if it's you or me. Check your stuff.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you are.
Okay. So back to what I was saying, though. To me, this entire franchise is built on a great ensemble, both in front of the screen and behind the screen.
Yeah.
Um, Mel and Danny obviously are the two key ingredients. But even Joe Pesci, Rene Russo, everybody who plays family members in Murtaugh's family, all of that are all a big, huge piece of what makes this work.
Well, in the Chinese family, the head guy and the little boy, like even though their parts are so small, they really like bring heart to the story.
Yeah. Well, and then you have the aspect of behind the scenes or behind the camera. And Richard Donner being the director of all 4 movies,
Yeah.
you're not going to recapture that with anybody else. I mean, one of the rumors I heard was that um, supposedly Mel was going to direct 5,
Mm.
which, okay, he's been a part of it. That could work.
And he's a
But
good director.
yeah, I mean, he's done some weird off the wall shit. But
He's a shitty human, but he's a great actor and a pretty decent director.
well, I mean, to quote DeAndre Robinson, art over artist.
Exactly.
So,
real quick, we got some more comments. Michael just joined the live stream. How's your day going? Thanks, Michael. We appreciate you. We're having fun talking about Lethal Weapon 4, so hope you enjoy. And we got one of these in the chat, which thanks.
we got one of those.
That's 667. You don't know 67? Oh, you don't hang out around kids like I do. Okay, I forget. You don't hang out around tweens.
I saw the 6 I'm like, that makes literally no sense. But
maybe he's saying our show is 6'7", which means it's mid, which I would take offense to. But hey, you're entitled to your own opinion.
I will argue that point because yes, we are running a live off of probably little to no notice, and it is Sunday on the West Coast, and most people are at religious ceremonies this morning. So, but normally every week we're doing decent numbers on our live viewership. So if we're mid because of you.
Whatever.
Not you. So, An Evening at the Movies is a great podcast, doing great things, and
sometimes,
suck
most
up
of the
and enjoy
time.
the ride, Buttercup.
Occasionally.
Well, I mean,
we've sorry.
Some stinkers
I can't
out
stop thinking about the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, is there anything about this movie that you feel like doesn't really work?
I mean, not really. There's stuff that is, I think, as long as you realize, I think the movie is trying to be dumb. Like after that first like sequence on the boat, I can't remember who says what to him, like what happened to you, and Mel's like, oh, I had some bad Chinese. I was like, oof.
Some of the jokes are totally just cliche as fuck.
But it's supposed to be funny. Rewatching it after such a long time, I was really concerned that it was going to be very racist. And there were some moments. There were definitely some moments. I will say it wasn't as bad as I was anticipating. I think today they would have to change up a lot about this movie, but I definitely expected to be a lot more overtly stereotypical of Chinese people than it was. So, um, no, I mean, I think, whether you like the movie or not, it's cheesy, whatever. It follows the formula and it works for what it's supposed to be.
That's kind of sort of what makes, especially the last three movies in the franchise, what Lethal Weapon is, though, is the cheesy,
Yeah.
cliched humor. I mean, there's definitely a lot of cliche in this movie. I mean, even all the way through to the very last line of the movie where um, Lorna and Rianne have their babies, and the whole family is at the hospital, and they're gonna take the group picture,
Yeah.
and they get Leo in, and the doctor's like, "Are you guys all friends?" And they're like, "No, we're family." Click. It's like,
But I liked that. It was cheesy, but I liked it.
I'm not saying I hated it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, cliche as fuck though.
I didn't anticipate the scene at the cemetery, and I actually really appreciated that because I love Joe Pesci, but he can be really fucking annoying, and he's really annoying in this movie. Like, I know his whole shtick is the constant, like the yelling, like that's his thing. But there were times during this movie when I had to mute it because I just couldn't listen to it anymore. And so I appreciated, huh?
That's Leo though. Leo's
No,
supposed to be annoying and
well, it's
like a
Leo,
little
but it's
chihuahua
also
nipping at your heels.
it's Joe Pesci too, though. That's his shtick in every
Oh
movie,
no,
basically. So,
trust me, we'll
uh,
talk about it in June when we talk about My Cousin Vinny. I can almost guarantee
yeah,
you.
he's not as annoying in My Cousin Vinny, but I liked that kind of heartfelt scene because again, Mel Gibson can be a really good emotional actor. I kind of wish he would have been able to show a little more emotion, but Leo telling that story about Froggy and his childhood and how, they're his family and all this stuff, like that scene to me didn't feel forced. It didn't feel cheesy. It was very heartfelt and it wasn't too much. I mean, that was
Yeah.
probably that and the laughing gas scene are my favorite scenes in the whole movie. Because that
Oh no, that
clear
laughing
on,
gas scene
oh my
is
god,
straight up freaking hilarious.
it's so funny.
But yeah, no, I definitely wanted to make sure before we moved on though that we definitely talked about that cemetery scene though, because I can see and you kind of sort of get a little bit of an explanation as to why Martin has cold feet about asking Lorna to marry him because he's been married before. Um,
Yeah,
his wife was killed in an automobile accident involving shit that Martin was doing as a cop. So,
right.
like he says at one point in the movie, Vicky died because I'm a cop. You know, it makes sense as to why he wouldn't want to do that again.
But
But
Lorna's a cop too, so it changes the story a little bit, right? She's a cop,
yeah,
right? Or is she?
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah,
get it
well,
too.
cop, internal affairs, blah 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 blah, same thing.
So yeah, that scene was really I feel like they pulled it off really, really well because it could have been too cheesy or it could have been not like I think it was probably just the right amount of emotion. Seeing Mel Gibson in other movies where I've seen him be really emotional, I kind of wanted a little bit more from him. But then I was kind of like, that scene's not really about him. It's about Leo. And Leo kind of like just sharing that story in case you know anyone who might be interested. Like he's helping him without telling him he's trying to help him.
Yeah, because even Leo doesn't know what's going on. He sees the headstone and he
Right.
kind of sort of starts to make an assumption that, okay, well, maybe this is his wife that died. Um, oh, here's a little anecdote that we might be able to tie both of our stories together, and it might help him with the mental whatever that he's going through.
Yeah.
So
I have to real quick talk about the irony. Okay, so I love Jet Li. Like, I'm a huge fan of him. He plays an amazing villain in this movie, but I love seeing a guy murder people while he's holding rosary beads. Oh, the irony.
absolutely, that
Okay, man.
I'm not a fan of people getting choked out like that anyway. But
Yeah. He's
yeah,
just walking around with
that's
his little beads, taking lives left and right.
yeah, that's definitely absolutely badass.
Yeah, Jet Li plays an amazing villain, and it's because he's got the eyes and the stare. And I'm gonna say something that is gonna sound kind of bad, but I mean it in like the best way possible. I feel like Asian men always have a little bit of a leg up of the villain look because of the eyes. I swear the way they can just like stare into your soul.
Yeah,
Like, so many Asian guys I know or have seen, they have like just the most intense eyes where they can look at you and like melt you, or they can look at you and like you think your heart's gonna break into ice and then crack.
do me a favor and ramble for a second. I gotta go do something really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. You guys get me just talking. Awesome. Anyway, one of the things I love about Jet Li, he's unconventionally handsome, and he's so like obviously such a great fighter. And if you watch, we'll be covering Romeo Must Die in like, I don't know, a month or two. One of my favorite movies. Love him in it. You don't expect him to be so like sweet and vulnerable, especially after watching this movie. You're like, okay, he's always going to play the villain. But in my opinion, he's a really great actor. So love him in this movie. Love him in some of his other movies. Great action star, but also a really decent actor. So, but yeah, it's the eyes, the facial expressions and the eyes he can give, like, give you chills. It's awesome. Well, hopefully when Casey comes back, the other thing that I thought was really funny about this movie is the whole like misunderstanding about Butters and Murtaugh. Where Murtaugh thinks he's gay, but really he's married to Murtaugh's daughter. And of course, once Riggs knows about it, he's just like, he's just like a son in law enforcement. Like, he's really almost kind of being a bully, in my opinion, because he's supposed to be keeping it a secret, but whatever. The part in the car where they're having the big misunderstanding where Murtaugh thinks Butters is hitting on him and really Butters is trying to
Okay, I'm back now.
Okay. I was just talking about the whole misunderstanding with Butters and Murtaugh. I thought was a really funny like joke that they kind of carried along.
Oh, that
Murtaugh thinks he's gay and hitting on
Riggs
him.
kind of sort of steers Murtaugh in that direction.
Yeah. Riggs was kind of a bully in that scenario, if you ask me. He was supposed to be keeping it a secret. Lorna told him that in confidence, and he's just out there trying to.
He wasn't supposed to tell him either.
Shit. Well, fair, but they're basically married. Like, but yeah. So I thought that was funny too.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's the other side of the whole, like, yeah, with Murtaugh and his, I don't want my daughter marrying a cop. I can see why he doesn't want that for her. I mean,
well, yeah, they all almost died because they're cops.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Rianne can even go back to the first movie. I mean, she was kidnapped by the people they were going after in the first movie. You know,
Yeah.
so
Doggies are excited.
yeah.
Um,
So
anything else you wanted to talk about?
no, I think I've pretty much got it covered. Um, would you like to explain the premise of our top 5 list for the episode?
Yes. So,
Rippy, come on.
I decided, if you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother, well, first of all, if you've watched the Lethal Weapon movies, you know that Murtaugh's recurring theme and line is "I'm too old for this shit." And if you've watched How I Met Your Mother, there's an episode where called the Murtaugh List, where Ted and Barney basically each make a list of. Barney makes a list of shit he's too old for. Ted makes a list of shit he's too young for, and then they both have to do the things on their list, and they call it the Murtaugh List. So I thought, why don't we each do our own personal Murtaugh list? So this is my top 5 shit I am too old for. And I haven't ranked them yet. So
I
1,
ranked
2,
mine.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 2 honorable mentions. One being hiking, which is not a thing I ever really did, but occasionally I would. And yeah, I'm too old for hiking. And the other is tequila. Unless it's mixed really well in a margarita, I have a visceral reaction to tequila now. I am too old for that shit.
Honestly, I've always been too old for tequila, but
yeah. Number 5, definitely too old for this shit. The club. I used to live at the club. I could drop it like it's hot and bring it back up and look like a amazing dancer.
none of
I tried to
y'all
drop
are old enough to go to the damn club.
So I am definitely too old for the club. That's fine. I'll dance in my living room in my underwear. Number 4, we're going to go with cliff jumping. Learned that last year in Jamaica. Did a little cliff jump into the ocean and bruised up my leg real nice. Hurt myself real good. It was fun. I'm glad to say I did it, but I am definitely too old for that shit. Number 3 is the Texas heat. It's hot as balls here. Like 70% of the year, it's hot as balls here. And if I'm outside for more than 5 minutes, I want to strangle somebody. I am definitely too old for this shit and spend most of my time inside.
I've said this before and I will say it again. I have been to Texas one time in my life. And that week that I was there, it was hot as balls. And
it was September.
Supposedly, according to you and Chris and Gene, that's nothing compared to what it's like in July.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
well,
I will not be returning for a visit in the heart of the summer.
Yeah. The humidity will kill you. Number 2, fake friends or frenemies. I am definitely too old for the bullshit of pretending to be friends with somebody I don't really like, or letting people treat me like shit just because, quote unquote, that's just who they are, or friends that, act one way to your face and talk about you behind your back. I'm too old for that shit. My circle has gotten a lot smaller as I've gotten older because nobody needs that in their life. And the number 1 thing I am absolutely too old for and don't want to deal with anymore, and Casey, please don't take this as a personal attack, I am too old for men's bullshit. The way of the world and the way things have been, y'all's bullshit is just too much for me. I am too old for it, too old to deal with it, too old to talk about it. I'm over it. If God forbid something ever happens to my husband, you will not catch me dating again. I will live alone with Shanna, and I have already planned our own little compound with underground tunnels on the beach with food trucks and wine stores and bookstores. And Casey, you could probably be invited because you're a pretty decent guy, but I'm too old for the bullshit.
We'll discuss. To get fired.
hey,
Okay.
all I want is a safe space to be the woman that I am.
So basically, put on some Tay Tay and crank it to 12 and dance around in your underwear and eat junk food and read
Yep.
books and watch movies.
Yep. That's basically it.
Okay.
That's the retired life I want if, God forbid, I should wind up a widow or single.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen anytime in the near future.
No. And I'm not going to wind up single. George knows I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. And the chances of one of us dying first, it's going to be me. So he might as well start planning his retirement without me. Somebody's got to chase away the snakes.
That's his job.
All right. Well, he's more scared of them than I am, but he did say he chased it away. I just asked him. All right. What's your Murtaugh list? What shit are you too old for?
Well, I'm too old for a lot of shit, evidently, because I have my 5 and I have 3 honorable mentions. So, spoiler alert for those of you who don't know, 1 or 2 of us might have a pancreatic condition referred to as the diabetes. So my number 1 honorable mention: eating a whole pizza in one sitting.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely, and my pancreas agrees, way too old for that shit.
Our metabolisms don't work the way they used to.
That too. That's the other part. Yeah, I even think about eating a whole pizza in one sitting, and I gain 25 pounds. Number 2 honorable mention: pulling an all-nighter. Like, you come 10:30, generally I need to be in bed wrapped up in my blankets. I can still be watching a movie or The Pit or whatever, but I need to be in bed wrapped up in my blanket by 10:30 every night.
And that's why you fall asleep in the middle of everything I try to get you to watch.
My headset cut out again.
I'm sure it did.
And my last honorable mention, just straight up generic as hell, but moving. I hate that shit.
How did I not think of that? I just moved. You're so right. Way too old for
You're
that
the
shit.
reason why I thought of that. I literally put my top 5 together, and I'm like, wait a minute, Cole Hopper just bought the house. No, I'm too old. 'Cause I even made that joke at one point when you guys were in the middle of the building. Was, I'll come help, but I'll bitch and moan about it the whole fucking time.
Well, and we hired movers. It's not just the physical moving of stuff either. I'm too old for the entire process. Packing and unpacking and decorating and purging. Like, no, I'm too old for all of it. Never happening again. Good one.
Yeah.
That should have made my top 5.
It will cause you to age 10 years in a week.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You don't realize how much shit you have until you move. And you don't realize, like, having your own home library is all fun and games till you have to move. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, and my ideal dream is to get rich and build the hugest library in the world, which ultimately then I will never move again because I'm not packing that shit up and moving it to a new house.
And fun fact about that, you have to research it, and I haven't done enough research, but I read that in some states, if you own more than 1,000 books, you can register yourself as a library and get tax breaks. But it means your books have to be in some way, shape, or form open to the public. So there's that. But depending on the tax break, I could run my own personal library.
Ain't nobody touching my damn books, goddammit. I've spent way too much money on those, especially the Stephen King books.
Yeah, the Stephen King books are not up for checking out.
No. Hands off the merchandise. Merchandising. All right. So we're gonna go with probably the most obvious entries as my number 4 and number 5. Um, number 5, straight up work. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah.
I would just as soon rather be in my own space, living the dream, doing what makes me happy.
I'm too pretty to
Um,
work. Just kidding.
um, number 4, I'm too old for shopping at Walmart.
Mm.
Fuck.
Unfortunately, it's your only
shit.
option. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it really is. Let's see. Number 3, uh, I am too old for trampoline parks.
Oh, yes.
I don't care how bouncy and springy those damn trampolines are. I will break a hip. I will break a knee. I will. And don't get me started on what that one would do.
Oh, last time I participated at one, I had to be helped out of the foam pit. Those foam pits are fucking tricky. I couldn't
Yeah.
get out. I was just like, I'm either going to die here or somebody has to come help me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being even a kid going to like Chuck E. Cheese and diving in the ball pit with those little plastic
Yeah,
balls.
I love those things.
Yeah, but even those are still a pain in the ass to get out of.
I wish Jack would play because I love watching dogs play in those. I always wanted to get him one. But you know why we're too old for those things now? The foam pit and the ball pit? The fucking germs. Like,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
too old for it because of the germs. No, thank you. No, thank you.
let's see. Number 2 on my list is sleeping on a waterbed.
I think we're too old for owning a waterbed. If you know anybody that owns a waterbed, I have questions.
I owned one in my high school teenage years, or late,
That tracks. That tracks.
but I mean, they were still kind of sort of the thing in
Right. That's what I meant.
the mid 90s. So, you know, all of that. But I enjoyed my time sleeping on a waterbed. Probably one of the most comfortable mattresses I've ever slept on in my life.
They're
But
always so cold.
yeah, I mean, they do come with heaters, but you have to keep that thing turned on at all times because, ooh, yay, it heats up. And then the second you turn it off, it gets colder than shit again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely too old for the waterbeds.
I lost my virginity in a waterbed. Fun times.
Bonus to
That's a
that,
story for another day.
bonus to that, kick the mattress, let the bed do all the work.
Exactly.
And let's see, we're down to my number 1. My number 1, trying to prove I'm not too old for this shit. I am,
Agreed.
yeah.
I have zero problems saying I'm too old for anything now. I'm with you. If I don't want to do something, I will say I'm too old for this shit, or I just don't want to do that.
I did not think I would ever become that person or the crotchety old guy down the street, but yeah, I'm becoming the I'm too old for that shit guy and the crotchety old dude that lives
I
down
don't
the
think it
street.
makes us crotchety. I think it just makes we know what we want, we know what we're capable of, and we're tired of trying to be people pleasers. If I don't want to do something, I'm probably not going to do it unless there's a really damn good reason. And if somebody says, "Hey, let's go cliff jumping," I'm going to say, "I'm too old for that shit. You go have fun by yourself."
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing wrong
no,
with that.
absolutely 100%. I'm not trying to do anything else that will get me stuck in a hospital for any amount of time.
Fair.
And
Totally fair.
as we get older, our bones get brittle, our joints start to fall apart. So, yeah, joints, not
Yeah.
joints. If
Word.
your joints are falling apart, you need to learn how to roll that shit better. Just saying. So,
And contrary to popular opinion, the boys in Oklahoma do know how to roll their joints. If you get the reference, you get it. If you don't, I'm not explaining it.
especially
Okay.
boys playing basketball in about 15 minutes. So, if you were to share your thoughts and opinions and give this movie a score out of 5, what would you give it?
I think, this is a good movie. It's not, oh my God, that's adorable. It's not, as Casey always likes to say, reinventing the wheel. It follows the formula of a buddy cop comedy action movie. I think it does a good job. It's got some really funny parts. It's got a few heartwarming parts. The cast does a really good job. It's a movie, if it comes on and I have nothing else to watch, I just watch it from wherever it is. It's probably not a movie I would seek out to be like, oh, let me watch Lethal Weapon 4 again. So I think I will go 3.75 sets of killer rosary beads. Eek. Is that Art the Clown? Gross.
It is. That's my
the one
birthday
I
present.
sent you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the birthday
Okay.
present.
Well, he's
I
terrifying.
love my Art the Clown. So
I have something to show off too, but I'll wait till you're done with your review.
So, unlike a man, this is probably my favorite of the 4 Lethal Weapon movies. Realistically, though, all 4 of them are very close. I mean, they could probably flip-flop depending upon my mood at the time, but this one seems to be the one that stays firmly at number 1 the most. Other than the fact that, there's clearly some obvious points of racist language in the movies, I try and just not focus on that stuff and just enjoy the fact that it's not the most perfect movie in the world. And yeah, said it before, I'll say it again. We're not reinventing the wheel here. It follows the formula like there's no tomorrow. But the formula worked for the better part of 11, 12 years, however long that they were making these movies. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously 200 and I think it was $85 million in box office just for this movie alone.
Yeah.
So, obviously people enjoy it. So,
Right.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh.
So.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. And then I just remembered something else I wanted to say.
So, I'm gonna go 4.35. Murtaugh running around in his underwear, flapping his wings like a bird. Out of 5.
Nice. We didn't really talk about, and I just wanted to throw out there how much I loved the chemistry with Mel Gibson and Rene Russo, and I was glad that they got to do another movie together. Ransom. If you guys haven't seen it, it will just rip your heart right out. It's not a funny movie. It's a very intense, scary, emotional movie, but they play husband and wife in it, and they do a really good job. So.
I believe Ransom was in between Lethal Weapon 3 and 4.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought this came first, but.
Well, I mean.
Oh, I think they came out the same year. Yeah, this is 98 and Ransom was 98. So, or maybe Ransom was 97. Okay. It was 97 or 98. So, okay, cool.
Either way. The chemistry between Mel Gibson and Rene Russo was amazing.
Yes.
And I feel like they stumbled into something great when they brought her in on Lethal Weapon 3, and
Yeah.
I just wish we could have gotten more of
Yeah.
Riggs and Lorna than the 2 movies that we got, because I feel like they were going somewhere with these characters.
Yeah.
Now, if they were to do a 5, it's obviously 30 years later.
Be raising grandkids.
Their son that was born in Lethal Weapon 4 is old enough to make them grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, a whole lot of shit has gone by. It's like, just leave it alone, let it be.
Yeah.
So,
Real
go ahead.
quick, I forgot to talk about this at the beginning, but yesterday was Record Store Day. So happy Record Store Day to people who participate. And I just have to show off my beautiful Taylor Swift, Elizabeth Taylor single 7-inch. This doesn't do it justice, but I don't know if you can see, it's marbly and glittery, and oh, she's just so beautiful. I love it.
Purple.
It is purple. And it's about to go on the wall with my Opalite and Fate of Ophelia singles. So I was very happy to snag this. I did not get my number one thing I wanted yesterday, and I'm still upset about it, but I'm
Hemorrhoids?
glad I got this. No.
You're
wanted
not
the-
too old for hemorrhoids.
No. Luckily, I think I'm too young for them. So anyway, anyone who participated in Record Store Day, hope you got what you wanted. And if you didn't, good luck with those resale prices, because I might be paying some of those for the one I want. So yeah.
Don't tell George.
Yeah, no, I won't. I budgeted for it. It's okay. Well, I have not budgeted for resale. I'm also having non-buyer's remorse because I should have got the Fallout Boy one. It was a live one, but I saw the $60 sticker and I kind of like panicked. And then I felt like I was being rushed and I should have got it. I'm mad that I didn't. Usually on Record Store Day, I like to buy live records. Which my number one thing I wanted was the Cars live Heartbeat City. So didn't get it. That's okay. But yeah, when I saw $60, I was like, yee.
So, with all of that said, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to finally talk about a Lethal Weapon movie. We probably will end up going back in time eventually and knocking out the others, just because whether Amanda wants to pick them or not, I will probably pick them because I enjoy the franchise.
I do too. I mean, I don't not enjoy it. It's just not usually my go-to.
So, lots of fun, lots of great shenanigans for Cop Month. Like I said, coming up though, we've got Super Troopers later this week.
Yeah.
And
Should be good.
then next week we will be talking about the Richard Dreyfuss, not Dreyer, and Emilio Estevez classic Stakeout.
Woo.
And martial art movies coming up in May. Courtroom movies coming up in June. July, modernized westerns. All kinds of great stuff is coming up on An Evening at the Movies. So stay tuned for all of that. You can find us on all the social medias. We will keep you updated as to what's coming, when it's coming, and how it's coming. Or you can just tune in each and every week. We will try and remain on schedule for you guys, so you can find us on Thursday afternoon / evening, or on new episode days, which are Friday. Other than that, this was a lot of fun. Again, I'm too old for this shit, not this shit, because An Evening at the Movies is not going anywhere anytime soon. But I'm too old for the shit on my Murtaugh list.
I'm too old for snakes in my motherfucking yard.
I am tired of all these snakes in Amanda's motherfucking backyard.
Yes. Oh, front yard too. They're everywhere. I'm pretty sure we had a nest somewhere. We got to figure that out. Anyway. All right. Well,
I mean, protect my homie.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know what Jack would do, and I don't think I want to know. Thanks to everybody for listening and watching, and Thunder up. Let's go Thunder. Going for championship number 2. SGA MVP again. Yep. Whoop whoop. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Peace and hair grease.